Hi guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Fractal Design's new Arc Midi Tower. Now this is the first time we've actually reviewed anything from Fractal Design at Vortez, but we know the brand has brought some great things to the market, especially in the Define series, highly regarded amongst the communities out there. So the Arc behind me here has got a lot to live up to. Just take you through some of the features before we go into the video. We've got a front mounted fan here, just in the upper region. This is an intake fan, 140mm. We've got a top mounted and a rear mounted fan as well. They're both 140mm again, but those are exhausts. On the front panel we've got various features. Included there we've got a USB 3 port. This actually runs to the motherboard, so we don't have the trailing USB leads all the way to the input output on the back. Inside, even though it's quite small, we've got a lot of space, various cable management slots and features including toolless design inside. So I hope you enjoy the video anyway guys. Please leave any comments in the comments box below. At the front of the Arc there we've got a large mesh panel, and at the top you should actually be able to see the fan blades just appearing through there. That's a 140mm intake fan, and we can actually install another 140mm fan there. This front fascia is actually removable, so we can get to fan filters and install more fans there. At the top we've got two 5 1/4 bays, and then we've got the Fractal Design logo there embedded into the plastic. This is actually plastic, the front of this case. It does have that brushed alu look, but that's just to it's a bit deceiving, but it's to give that appearance. Up at the front panel there we've got various ports, starting with the reset button, a microphone jack, headphone jack, a power button in the centre there, two USB 2 ports, and a single USB 3 port. On the fully written review on Vortez.net, I mentioned in that article that there was a slight bubble at the top of the Arc on the mesh panel. As you can see there is a slight bubble. And if I just show you a close-up of that, you can see there that there is a slight ripple. Just feel that this could have been better executed. It isn't a major flaw, it's just something that I'm pointing out. I just wanted to show you from a different perspective on the video. Both of our side panels are plain steel. The only difference is with this prominent side we have here a section, honeycomb section, perforated steel, that has the option of mounting a 180mm fan, or we've got the 140mm fan there. Now I'm just going to take this side panel off. I've taken out the two thumb screws that fix this into place. Side panel comes off really nice. There you go. And we can see that it's great, good quality. No flexing there. As you can see from the interior, it's very spacious. Even though this is a mid-tower case, we can still accommodate big CPU coolers, long graphics cards, and even keep the interior really tidy. As you can see there, I've kept cables neat and tidy, put them behind the motherboard tray. You can see even the E80X up at the top, the P4, I've hidden that behind the motherboard tray. We've got the rubber cutouts at the top, at the sides, so we've kept it as tidy as possible. And of course keeping the interior tidy is important, especially if we want to keep those temperatures down and increase the airflow. At the back of the case, 7 expansion slot covers, and we've got an additional one which is vertically aligned, and that is for the fan controller, and that actually comes bundled with the Arc, so that's a real handy thing to have. You can control the fan speeds of your fans included in the Arc. And speaking of fans, we've got there the 140mm rear exhaust fan, and again we've got a 140mm in the roof, and that is an exhaust, so that's going to take the air outside of the case, so it's not going to blow air into the case, but it's going to take it out. As you know, heat rises, so that's a good idea to have that there. And then at the front of the case we've got the intake, so this is going to bring in air from outside of the case. It's advisable to remove that hard drive cage just to increase the airflow chance, because obviously the air going against that cage is going to be obstructed. On the clearance side of things, we've got the graphics card. This is the Asus 6950 Direct CU2, which is just over 11 inches in length, and you can see that it fits no problem. There is a little bit of clearance there. Obviously, if we had a 6990, it would be getting pretty close, but we can remove these hard drive cages anyway, so it's not a problem. If those were fixed in place, it would be a problem, obviously, but interchangeable, we haven't got a problem with the graphics card clearance there. And then for the CPU cooler clearance, we've got here a Noctua NH-U12P, which is 158 millimeters in height, and we can cater for anything as much as 160 inside here. So you're looking at your Noctua NH-D14 Thermalright Silver Arrow, not a problem. These CPU cools will fit in here, no problem. So you've got up to 160 millimeters in height. Now up at the optical drive bays, we've got two bays there. We don't have any toolless mechanisms, but we do have thumb screws, so technically it is toolless. Beneath the optical drive bays there, we've got the hard drive storage, and we've got two cages. Each of these can take 4 drives, and each bracket inside each cage is actually secured via a thumb screw, which you need to unloosen to the corresponding cage. And once you get this out, we've got the ability to put in a 3.5 inch drive, or we've got the mounting holes there for 2.5 inch as well. And as you can see, I have already put this 3.5 inch drive in, and we've got the screws there which are provided, and obviously in between there we've got the rubber, which just helps to prevent vibration, and obviously metal on metal, we want to avoid scratching and things like that. So one thing I did point out in the written review on Vortez.net is the fact that these drives do have a tendency to rub against the cage. Now you can see there that the whiteness, the white paint on the actual bracket has left some residue on the cage because it's scratched it slightly. So that is a slight problem. Fractal Design really should have some rubber on the inside of that, or incorporate something to avoid the scratching, I feel. Okay guys, just as a final clip, and as always, we're going to show you how loud the case fans are inside the Arc. So we've got a rear exhaust which is 140mm, we've got a top mounted exhaust which is again 140mm, and then we've got a front intake again 140mm. So these are all running off the motherboard headers, so this is 3-pin. So I'm going to get the mic as close as possible to each of the fans, just booted her up, wait for the graphics card to quieten down a bit, and then we'll go for the front intake fan. This is 140mm. And then at the rear exhaust and the top mounted fan. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a rough idea, a rough estimate for how loud your case fans are inside the Arc. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you really do want to see my conclusion on this, my verdict, thermal performance, and a bit more detail, because obviously this has only been a rough overview. I've roughly shown you around the case, but if you want more detail, go over to Vortez.net. There's a fully written review over there, and obviously the verdict. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all the support you give me on YouTube. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.